and welcome back to The Whole Bucket and to some more December 2024. I didn't mean to rhyme, but it was kind of fun anyway. Today is day 4. And if you've been watching any of my first 3, jeez. If you've watched any of my first 3 videos, you know that I do a little bit of Advent stuff in my videos, and tea is when I do all the time. And I have this bag of tea. This one's a surprise. I have this bag of tea, 25 different flavors, or it might even, 25 different flavors, I think. And then I was going to say it might even be 31, but I don't think that's right. I think it's just first to Christmas. Anywho, 25 different flavors, and one of each is in this bag, and I don't peek. I just take one out and see what we're going to try. And today we're going to try chai. Decaffeinated warm spices. So this, I love chai, so I don't know how this could fail, and so far none of the teas have failed, and I don't see how they could. So let's dunk that in to steep for a while we work. I am going to save all of the bags to the side. I am also saving the tea bags and the grounds and all that stuff to do other things with. And I am off screen right this minute just because I forgot to put out gauze. So one of the things we try to tell everybody who might want to try junk journaling and haven't done it yet is use whatever you have in your grubby paws. Whatever kind of cardboard or paper or fibers or whatever come into your world and you have an abundance of, use that. I have a lot of gauze. So I'm putting these aside, and I'm putting the still soggy tea bags on top of them. So I'm getting tea dyed gauze. I have the tea bags. I have the packaging. I have the strings and the labels. And then I'll have the tea grounds also. So supplies up to my ears will come out of this Advent business. Louisa also said you have to have cheese. And I take everything Louisa says very seriously. So I have cheese. We need to find day 4. We need to find day 4. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, that was easy. Okay, so day 4 is right here. And we're going to try a cheese with or without a cracker when we try our tea. Pesto cheese. Oh, that should be good. I love pesto. All right. Awesome. European cheese. Let your festive experience commence. Didn't even read that the first time through. That's kind of cute. Let's take a look in the big book of December. Just to be reminded of what today is. Today is day 4, December 5th. Snippet roll and woven flowers. I didn't care for this one very much. Okay, not true. It did pose some problems for me though, because I don't like snippet rolls in general. And the only thing I originally thought of with woven flowers was those kind of little burlap flowers you can get. And then my second iteration of woven flowers, do I even have one here? Yeah, I do. I'll show you what that is. Hold on. Okay. Sneezes, man. Okay. My second iteration of woven flowers was this and this, which we will be using in a while. I took strips of leftover papers I had, and you can do this a lot with, you can do this concept with like the marketing strips from scrapbook paper packs, those strips on the top. But I just had some leftover paper from another project. I cut it into strips. I wove the strips. Then I turned them into flowers. So that was iteration number 2, or thought number 2. I didn't actually do the woven flowers with burlap, and I didn't actually make a snippet roll because I don't like them. We're going to do thought number 3. This is thought number 3. So I have piles of stuff that we're going to do. And I left it all in this big pile just to be goofy. You remember these left over from a previous, was it yesterday's? I don't know. I don't know if it was, but I think it was yesterday's project. But they're still sitting here on my desk, and we might use them for this. I have this long piece of fabric, these 2 leftover cords from, I believe, yesterday. And then I have a bunch of stuff. Squiggles, more and more squiggles, different sizes and shapes of squiggles. Leaves, paper leaves, more squiggles, some curly cues, because, you know, everybody needs curly cues. Goodness gracious. Curly cues. Leaves. Squiggles, little squiggles, partial squiggles, I don't know, something, little tiny bits. Anyway, I'll put that right there. You can still see it. I want to leave everything on screen so you can see what the heck we're doing. But there's a lot of bits and pieces, and we need some workspace, so I'm not really sure. Here. That can go here, and that can go here. And I'll put this back in a minute because I want to show you what I did. Now you could do this with any paper that you happen to have. You could do it with paper that's already green. Your vines wouldn't have to be green. I gave it away, they're vines. Wouldn't have to be green. You could do it with ribbons or yarns or strings or instead of cut out bits. But here's what I did. I have these metallic markers, and I pulled out any blue that leans green, any green, and a couple of the greens lean gold, so I got out this gold that leans green, and I just did this. And then if I made fat parts and they weren't very curvy, I curvied them some more. That's the technical term, to be curvied. And then once I was done doing this and getting some width to these bits and some curves I was happy with, etc., I did that. I maybe did this. Whoops. This marker seems to not want to work right now. So I did stuff like this. Oh, there we go. Just turn it over. All the ink was on the back side. Weird. Weird, man. I did some of this. I did some of this. Okay, you get the idea. And then I cut all this stuff out. So that was the gist of that. It was a lot of weird cutting. So if you do have a way that you think that this might work out better or easier, I highly recommend it. If you decide you want to do something like what I'm going to do right now. Let's see. Where is... Oh, there it is. Here's what I'm looking for. This is a very heavy weight. It is a... it's part of a desk anvil I have. It's very rusty. I should sand it. But I'm going to use it to hold this fabric down. And let's see. In order to get enough space. Oh, why does this keep happening? I don't understand. Okay, I said this in my last video too. I don't understand what's happening to my my desk and my camera, because nothing is changing as far as me and the cats. We're not doing anything. Oh shoot, sorry. We're not doing anything that should make everything change so off kilter. Sorry I'm doing this while I'm talking to you. Seems kind of rude. I'm kind of rude right now. Guard your eyes. If you get seasick, easy. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to go with that. So I'm going to try to ignore my camera for a while. So I have the little bits, right? And I have the little swirls, and I have the leaves that got to go back farther. And today's prompts are snippet roll and woven flowers. So I'm going to weave the squiggles. Because I thought I had a lot of, I showed you some of the ideas and told you some of the ideas I originally had. So I guess I'll just do this right here to start with so that we can see how this is working. But I thought maybe I would use snippet rolls more if they were my kind of art, right? I'm used to seeing them with all kinds of pieces and parts I don't care for. I'm used to seeing them with, you know, big flowers and fluffy lace, and there's nothing wrong with them at all. I just don't use it in my art. So I was never particularly inspired by those particular snippet rolls that I saw, you know, way back in the day. And then another thing that kind of has me off snippet rolls, in my head anyway, is that I don't like to cut them, because where do you cut them? Because you're going to wreck something. So I had a thought where maybe I would just do snippets and then roll them, which I still might do because I kind of like the idea of a snippet scroll. Yeah, I do, because that sounds like me. But I also thought, what if it's something that I really wouldn't mind cutting? I do a lot of nature stuff. I do a lot of viney things because I like viney things. So I'm going to try to weave a bunch of viney bits together. And then add leaves and flowers. The flowers wouldn't need to be added necessarily because if I made a long viney snippet roll, right, and it was just the viney parts and leaves and what have you, then you cut that at whatever length and size and whatever it is you want for whatever it is you're making. And then you just add whatever flowers or critters or whatever match the project you're doing. And I thought, okay, now I'm onto something that I might actually like and use. So we're going to give it a try. I don't know about that because I've never really thought of a lot of uses for a snippet roll either. I'm just very anti-snippet roll, really, which is silly. Just silly, man. Okay, so I want things to go over and under each other. Let's have this go over the top there and under. Let's have it go through there to go under. And let's have it come back up here. Hey! And then it stuck to my hand and I ripped everything to shreds. What was I doing? Okay, this was supposed to go over here. This was supposed to go under here. Huh. Okay, well, let's try that again because that just did not work. So if I have this one here, and this one goes under it, over it, under it again. That one's twisted and goes from one side to the other. We're just going to leave that like that. Okay. That's why I had it up higher so it could go over some of those little loops right up there. Okay, try to leave that like that. Then this one I want to go, let's have this one come down. I don't know, let's have it go under. I'm just talking about how it's interacting with the first green one, the center bit. So it's under, now it's over. Then let's have it go under again. Come on. And can we twist it so it comes to the other side? And it locks with the blue one. Okay, I like this. Now, isn't the real question gonna be, if I get a whole bunch of stuff together that I'm happy with, how am I gonna get it all glued together? That might be a very, very good question. We'll see. Here's a super squiggle. I think I'm going to make it so the super squiggle, I think I'm starting over. Oh my goodness. Okay, hopefully we'll learn a cool way to do this. I don't know if it's true, but I just thought of something. What if I do the super squiggle and I do it opposite the green squiggle as much as possible? So up is down and in is out. They seem to join each other right here though. I'm going to try turning this way. They join each other right there too, but they opposite each other. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try over, under, over, oops, under, and this last little bit should come back out and go over there. So now I have the over, wait, this is supposed to be under, there we go. So now I have the green squiggle and the brown squiggle, and I think I will do this. Shoot. Okay. I think I will separate them like so. This is not an easy way to do this either. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so these are kind of locked now. Hopefully this will help me. I don't know that it will or won't, but this was my idea, is if I have the two that are the most dramatic back and forth squiggles kind of locked, can I then get these to incorporate a little better, a little easier? And if so, how? That's the real question. If so, how? So obviously we can start with that because it's an open end. And then we can do this because it's sticking up. Look how helpful it's being. It's sticking up right there. So that must be another under department. Lay down, guys. Lay down. And let's put that in between those. Okay. Okay. Ha. I'm going to consider that a win right there. Let's get one of the blue ones. Bluish. Oh, no, that's pretty blue. It looked a little greenish on the cover of the marker. It is clearly blue. But let's do this one from the bottom because that's sticking up in a very friendly, easy to thread fashion. So we'll go over this one. Let's go under the very next one. I can see right now that coming out right there might be difficult. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, look at this. Shh, don't tell anybody how much it's cooperating. Okay, I don't even know if my microphone picked that up. I said don't tell anybody how well this is cooperating right now. I mean, I want this to look difficult and that I worked really, really hard on this brand new concept that was just nobody's idea but mine. Okay, yes, I am being completely silly. Of course this has been done before. But I hope I'm putting a new spin on I hope I'm putting a new spin on whatever it is I'm doing here. This was in my brain, this was not nearly as complicated as it seems to be being. Okay, we got 4 bits strung together. That's kind of awesome. Let's get another green part. Like, can I go down here and under, over, under, over. Oh, okay, I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna let that kind of go in. It naturally went in and out where it did. I did almost nothing to that one, and it's not very cleverly woven, but I'm gonna take it. And I don't want any more blue. Let's take this other green right here, this really bright green, to lighten up this side because it's very dark. And not really sure what to do here, but I think I'm going to just try to go along with the sticky up parts like I've been doing. So I'll do that. And put it through there if I can. Okay, this one's going to be a tiny bit of a battle. There we go. And then I don't think it can scoot over enough to get back into that next green one. Oh, maybe it can, because now it's going under the blue. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Can you maybe come out right there? Let's just let it come out wherever it's going to come out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay. I don't know if this is going to turn out to be a product that I will use at all, but I will tell you that I'm kind of loving the challenge of getting this thing put together. I do like the challenge. And I have set myself an interesting one, man. I need more hands to hold this stuff still. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get it glued together. Okay, let's just do that. And I'd like to try to figure out how to get this last large green bit in. So let me show you something if I can. So I have that weight holding it, right? And I don't want to pull it down too far. But one of the things that I would like to do, if it turns out this is something I will use, is there's a bunch of weaving and it ends at a bunch of different places. So in order to continue this in snippet roll fashion, if I ever do this again, then what I would do is take the next part, and I want to tuck it in right here, this end. I'm trying to tuck it in. I'm trying to tuck it in behind this little loop right here. It's just not going to go right there. Okay, I'll try a different loop. I'm going to tuck it in right there instead. And then by doing this, then I can then thread the bits longer and longer and longer, right? So then this piece could attach maybe to this piece, or maybe it could just tuck in under here and cover up where that green one ends. Maybe. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it would be nice if it did stuff like that. Anyway, then that would continue up. And then as I'm doing this, if I ever do this again, I could take all these bits, right? and continue the weaving up and up and up. And create an infinite sort of snippet roll thing. Right now I'm not going to do that because I only have this little piece of fabric that we're doing this test roll on. And I want to stagger the tops and the bottoms a little bit more. So I think I will do that concept that I just said for if I ever do this again, I can continue this and do the weaving down up the, I can just keep weaving, right? I think I'm going to do that same concept just in smaller bits so that I can stagger the top and bottom a bit. Oh, I'm too far off screen. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit this whole thing on screen, but I'm just threading bits. Oh, I liked it better the other way. Nope, nope, nope. You know what? Why don't I see if a tweezer will help me? Probably not, because I am not good at tweezering either. Okay. I actually think this is staggered enough. I got a little bit going on here and a little bit going on up here, and this is just a test roll. So next, how in the world do you now glue this down? Good grief. Well, you know what? I'm gonna, oh shoot, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I am going to do this a way that I learned by watching somebody else, and we're gonna see if it works. It might wreck the whole thing. In that case, I apologize. Oh, okay. So I have a little bit, I'm yawning. That's not good. So I have done this and had success with it. And I have done this and had it rip my art completely to pieces. So I do not recommend this method of, it's basically a method for collaging, which this is a collage basically. I mean, it's a bunch of different things put together, right? And what it is press and seal. So it's press and seal kitchen wrapper stuff, and I'm just gonna lay it down on my thingy. Uh-oh, one of them got away. And then I'm gonna turn this over. So the press and seal is holding everything in place to some degree. I'll see if I can get the fabric off. I can. And then a couple of them moved, so it's got a circle coming out that isn't supposed to be. And this one, I'm not sure what's supposed to be happening here. I would imagine it's supposed to go back to the front somehow and somewhere. So I'll just do that. And then I dropped its partner. Hold on. Excuse my hair. Excuse my hair again. There we go. Ah, let Fool me. I don't know where this one came out from, so let's turn it back over and see if we can tell where this is supposed to be. I think I used this to stagger up this way, didn't I? This way. Like, well, I don't know. Okay, I don't think this is where it was, but this is what I'm doing now. I'm going to tuck it in just like that. And then this one has shifted to not where I wanted it. This is another problem with this concept, is that every time I put stuff down, it has kind of a, it creates a draft and things move. All right. And I don't remember which one moved off the fabric width, but I don't know that I'm going to be concerned with that. Let's see. I am not, because look, it all fits. So I'm going to call that good. It all fits. Now, we just apply glue to all the bits and pieces back here. Stop. Stay where I tell you. Now, if you can do a couple of layers of the glue and get under some bits and whatever, cool. A lot of times when you're doing collage, you can lift up and get underneath a section. I don't know that I can really do much in here. I need like 50 hands to do this and hold everything in place and still get glue. Look at, I'm gonna try. I'll try to get a little glue under there. I'm also kind of rubbing the glue bottle onto the intersections, which might squish some glue. So it's gonna go underneath. A little bit where the intersections are occurring. That one I for sure did, because I knocked everything to the side. I didn't mean to, but since I did, it's going to help in the gluing process. I should have just said, I meant to do that. I didn't meant to do that. But it will help. Just the same. There are so many zigzags. How am I even kind of going to know if I've gotten everything? This is either going to be so awesome and so much fun and so rewarding when it's done that I will want to do a bunch of these, or I'm going to hate this a bunch and I will never ever do this again. I'm not sure which, but I have a feeling it's going to be one extreme or the other. It's not, there's going to be no middle ground with this. Either totally worth it or get that away from me. Okay, that's enough gluing for now. I think I'm going to have the pale side against the vines. And I'm going to start fairly close. Fairly close to the end. Ooh, there's bits sticking off. No, no, no. Okay, there we go. Now, we should be able to pull press and seal off of this. Let's see. Let go of the threads. Let go of the threads. Look at that. Look at that. It worked. Okay, that piece could totally be used again, so I'll probably fold it up and save it for another time. Like I said, this time it looked really slick, but I have had this technique rip my papers to shreds. So if you use this, do it carefully and practice with it on something you don't particularly care about, because it is not a perfect collaging, gluing technique. But if you get a layout you really love, and you don't think you can keep it the way you love it, and you can't really glue from top down, or you just don't know what's going to work, it's not too shabby, really. It's kind of a cool way to get it done. Okay, so I got a bunch of vines, and I have some curlicues and some spikes. So we're going to put these on next. I put my glue too far away, and I don't need my heavy weight anymore. So let's find a place to do this. We're going to put a spike. Let's put a spike right there. Let's grab another spike and put a spike right, no, there. Let's put it right there. It's almost the same as the other one. That's not cool. Let's pull it down and have it go in this empty space. That's better. Let's do all the spikes. I got a squiggle spike. Let's do the squiggle spike. There we go. Let's do a squiggle spike right there. Let's do a spiky spike. Right where? How about right there? There's another spike. Let's do a spike. Let's do a spike right there. What do we have left? We have a short squiggle, a long squiggle, a long blue squiggle, some curlicues, a bunch of leaves. Okay, so let's use a curlicue I'm going to turn this around because I'm feeling like, oh, that makes sense. I actually built it this way. So I'm feeling like this is the bottom. And I don't think there needs to be a bottom or a top, but since this is the way I had the fabric and now I all of a sudden feel like this is the bottom, it must be. So let's do a curly Q at the bottom. I think like so. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something extraordinarily daring. I actually am a little bit upset with myself for even thinking of this, and the fact that I'm going to actually do it really bothers me. But I'm going to take my brown ink pad and I'm going to run up this thing with brown ink. Like so. Why did I do that? Because the metallics were too bright for me and I wanted to push what I had done so far backward in kind of a layer, and so I did. I did realize that now that I've turned this upside down, all of my spikes are on, to me, they're on upside down. Hi, Suni. I see you. I don't know what you want, but I do see you. All right, so back to this. So I think I will stick with that plan and do this big swirl at the bottom. About like so. Sure, just like that. There we go. Okay, I'm actually happy I did that. Actually happy I did the brown. I covered the whole thing with brown to some degree. Yikes, that was frightening. It was frightening and now I'm doing it more. Oh, good grief. Okay. Oy. Let's add some more pods or sprouts. These must be sprouts. Let's add some more sprouts. I'm not sure where to put this sprout. I think I'll put it right. Nope, not there. Shift. There you go. I think I'll put it right there. Another sprout. Oh my gosh, we're almost out of time. I am going to hit the pause button. I will click back as soon as I'm done adding all the things to this that I want to, and then we'll get it put in the book somehow. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I have put all the swirls on, and what did we call them? Sprouts. Sprouts. I put all the sprouts on. I put all the leaves on. Let's cut the top of this apart. And we're gonna pretend that this is my snippet roll. I don't want to roll it up because it's not really dry and it'll just wreck itself. But we'll give it a minute anyway. What we need next is how we're going to use it, where we're going to use it, and what we're going to use with it. And we have to do this in like 10 minutes. So this kit is about tea time, and it only came with a few flowers, and I've already used one of them. So this is all we have in terms of what comes with the kit I'm using. I wonder if we could use that too. No, I'm not gonna venture right now because I'm running out of time. So, okay, I'm going to do this page right here because I got a double idea. I got a double idea, people. Double idea. I'm going to roll this up. I'm going to pretend that this is a snippet roll. Let's roll it the other way, because usually the decorative bits are on the outside of a snippet roll, really. I mean, the snippet rolls I've seen anyway. Okay, so now what we have here is a snippet roll that I might actually use because it's not jam-packed with things that do not interest me. Other snippet rolls are fabulous. They look great. The way people use them look great. You get to use things that you like, and they turn into things that you like in your journals, and it's all great. But what I just keep discovering that I am trying to force myself to do my art using other people's supplies. So I need to take their ideas and the wonderfulness of the inspirations we share with each other and turn them into my own thing. This might do that. So here's my snippet roll. La-di-da-di-da. Let's say I want a belly band. Look at that. I can totally use that, except it's upside down. Okay, I can totally use that. I now have a giant belly band on this page. Let's say I'm going to cut it down a little bit, though. I'll cut it right across here at this leaf junction, and I'll see what I think of that, because that's one of the things I don't like about snippet rolls, right, is that you're then cutting stuff apart and in weird places, and how do you make that work, and blah 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 blah. So there's my snippet roll belly band. That actually looks pretty cool, but part of the reason it looks cool is because it has an ending. I could, whatever, I don't know me, I don't know about me, just all these weird things. So here are some flowers that I made while I was practicing for this. These are just some Zentangle doodle patterns that I made on some scrap paper, and used the same metallic markers. So one of the things that I could totally do would be to find places to put these flowers into this. And going off of the bottom would be one way to change some of the things I don't like about snippet rolls. And coming right off the top also, because I got this swirl and it ends right there, but what if I did that? What if I did that coming right off the top? I don't hate that. I might actually use that. I need to do a couple things to it before we can actually make the commitment, though, and I want to come over here because I had another thought to further my ventures into belly bands or snippet rolls, or yeah, snippet rolls. Let's chop the fuzzies off the bottom. I thought, what about jeez, what about at the bottom of this pocket? Could I just use maybe a strip of it, like a strip off the side? But I don't know, because actually I'm going to cut off a lot of this frayed stuff and then see if I like it or not. So could I chop a bunch of that off and then put this across the bottom? It's not populated enough. That kind of is. but it's not long enough, and I want it to be across the whole thing. Wait a minute, maybe not. Wait a minute right there. Okay, I'm gonna backtrack on my own gripe. So I'm gonna cut a strip off, and then I discovered a spot that's hardly glued at all, so let me fix that. Okay, so I don't like that it doesn't cover the whole thing, but I can do the same thing here that I just did over there, and I want to take these flowers. I'm so covered in glue. I want to take these flowers and create something off of here. So I could totally do that, but that wastes a bunch of the, I want this piece of leaf. Can I tear this off the snippet roll? I can. Good grief. Okay, so I could put that there and cut the flower across the bottom. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to go with this because I don't really seem to know what I'm doing at all. This is all kind of new territory. So I'm going to snip that off. And I'm going to decorate this pocket or this tuck spot like so. And I tore the flower off, so I'm going to glue it onto here, right? And then I'm going to take the leaf bit and glue it back on, just in a slightly different spot, so that it looks incorporated. Then I'll take the other speck of the flower and maybe put it up like so. Or chop this one also and put it off here, which is what I'm going to do, because this one I chopped, so I don't like the way I cut this. Gosh darn it. It's not, hang on, I'm getting it. Okay, I don't like the way this flower dips down, so I'm just gonna do that. Just, I mean, if you only have to trim slivers to all of a sudden be happy with it, then what is the point? Was it really that big a deal? No, it wasn't, but that's the way my brain works, I guess. So now I'm gonna take this one and glue it to the side. And I wasn't going to do it that way until I realized that this flower doesn't reach all the way to the end. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, I'm good now. Yep, this is going to go up here then. Okay. I'm going to put glue on this whole thing. I bet you anything, my waffling has made us go overtime. I apologize that I waffle so much. Now I'm gonna make that not glue down right now so that I can get glue on the rest of this thing. And now I just went overtime right now. Oh, doesn't that figure? Okay. Anywho, let's get this in place. Like so. Now we've added a bit of color to our black and white background. So when a card goes in there, it has some color to it. Should I go ahead and glue that one right there? Maybe this one right here? Or is that just too weird? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like what I've done there. I don't know if I can fix it. I don't know if I'll end up liking it, but I don't like the way this is cut off. There, just cover it all up with a giant woven flower. Can't tell if that's supposed to be over or under. Are you supposed to be over now? I think you are. Okay. Since I'm over my hour mark, and I was trying to stay under my hour mark, no, it doesn't mean I'm going to do more. I was going to be a smart aleck and say, I might as well just do whatever I want. What if we put our other woven flower ideas in the woven flower page, in the pocket of the woven flower page? It won't tuck properly. Tuck in. Tuck in. It's got too many. Oh, I got too much glue on my pocket. That's why. All right, let's just let it go like that then. There we go. One woven flower concept. Now let's get these flowers on this belly band. Belly band glue there and there. I'm going to go kind of toward the bottom so that top flower can stick off the top a ways. And I think I'll make it the littlest one because it's the youngest, because it's at the top, right? Whoops. Okay, there we go. Then would be this one, and I think we'll put it right here-ish. Yeah, right in there somewhere. Then I think we'll do this one next. I feel like it's youthful. I think these next two are kind of the same size. The one I'm putting on next might even be bigger, but it has less middle bits. No, it has more middle bits. Oh my goodness, now what have I done? I'm putting the wrong flower in the wrong place. I felt like it was youthful, but it's not. It's elderly. Let's put this up here so these two overlap a little bit. I think I want to do this. This covers up all of my little baby leaves, but I'm okay with that. Yep, I'm going to do that. Right in there. Right in there. All right, There we go. Woven flowers. A few different kinds of woven flowers. And some things I'm sort of happy with and some things I'm not really happy with. I don't like this. Now, I don't like this. And I don't like this little edge right here. And what do you do with those edges when you have a belly band? I'll have to think of what to do. If you would use belly bands and you know what to do with the cut edges and how to make them not yucky, tell me. Or am I doing something wrong? Maybe I'm using them wrong. I don't know. Just not my cup of tea, I tell ya. I struggle. And I didn't mean belly bands, did I? I meant snippet rolls. Because I make plenty of belly bands that are not using snippet rolls, and I'm just fine with them. There we go. That's what I wanted for this guy. I wanted him tucked in better. I'll have to put him on a background of some sort so that he... Did my camera just jump again? Kind of. Oh, this one did. Weird. Okay, I gotta fix that. Anywho, there we go. Snippet rolls and woven flowers. This, I kind of love the design. I kind of love the outcome. I love that I put that brown on the background, even though it scared me to death, because it did make it push back and it did make it feel more layered. So I'm kind of conflicted about that weaving pieces of spirally paper together, because it was a pain in the behind, but it made a cool effect. Woven flowers. This one is obviously a tuck spot. And it could go here on this page, but I'm starting to get visually overwhelmed, and this is really wild. So right now I'm going to pretend that this is a card, and we're just going to tuck it in the belly band. But this is the woven flower page, so who knows what will end up happening here. I did not try my cheese, which I need to, because that is part of what I do here. So I'm going to taste the cheese really quick on this outro. Pesto cheese. Oh my gosh, it tastes like lasagna. Seriously. Okay, that's a little bit hilarious, but the pesto cheese absolutely does taste a little bit like lasagna, which I suppose makes sense, right? But still funny to me. So I'm thinking if I make another viney snippet roll and I make it continuous so that I can cut out tons and tons and tons of swirly papers, right? And then just keep building on this woven vine kind of idea, that I would make it in a roll like this and tie it and then cut it to do things with. But I just don't like cutting snippet rolls, and what do you do with the ends, and how do you make them work? And I need ideas. I need to work with that. And I haven't tried my tea yet either, but it's a chai tea, and it can't really go wrong, can it? No, it can't. I do have this vanilla sweetener still on my desk, and I'm going to put a little drizzle. Whoops, that was a little more than a little drizzle. It was like 2 little drizzles. So I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla sweetness to the chai tea. Oh my gosh. Guys, that is a holiday in a cup. Seriously. That is the holiday season in a cup with lasagna. Okay. Anywho, let's call this done. I will be back on day 5 of Defemember, which is actually what? December 9th. I'll be back on the 9th, and we'll hang out again, and we'll do some more Defemember. Maybe I'll be a little less grumpy and a little less whiny about my assignment. Okay, bye.